promotions weren't coming, right? So 2012, I decided to quit. By 2015, I was in the Philippines.
The reason why I left the United States was because dealing with, I don't want to be on child support. I don't want to be divorced. I don't want to deal with alimony or anything like that. That's why I kind of left. I'm like, ain't nothing gonna change.
So Austin said, it's that bad.
Okay. It's not that bad. Okay. It's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. One thing that the Philippines and America have in common, if you look in the wrong places for women, you're going to get bad women. Okay. Mike's Philippine Journey said, you can't go to bars to find good women, and he's got a point there. You can't go to bars to find good women. Stay out of the bars if you're looking for a wife, if you're looking for a mature woman, if you're looking for a woman that has a low body count of men that she slept with. Stay out of the bars, stay out of the clubs. Okay? Here in America, we have women that are club-minded and bar-minded and can't wait to get back to the clubs and the bars, but they're too busy making this money that a lot of Filipino women ain't making. But the bars and the clubs are here. And this is the thing. When women in the Philippines get to be my age, when they get to be like in their 50s, actually their 40s, when they get to be in their 40s and up, their bar nonsense is over. We got women my age and older still going to the bars and clubbing. Okay, this is the problem we have in the West. There's a girl in my last job. There was, like I told you, I said this in other videos. In my last job, there were women who actually were my age, and we almost went out. And, they did the most maturest thing ever. They signed up for overtime. And when the overtime was given to them, they tried to walk out on it. And me as the supervisor, I said, you cannot walk out on this overtime. And this one woman acted like she wanted me to take her home with me. We could go over to my place and have a few beers or something. And whatever happens, happens. And I said, no. You sign up for this overtime, you can't just leave. I'm off the clock. I would have stayed if you hadn't signed up for this overtime. But look, me and you can get together on another day or on my day off or whatever. You want to go, you want to get together and do something, that's fine or whatever. But tonight, I need you to be here. I can't go home if you break your promise to work this overtime. Okay? And I wasn't going to get the overtime because I make more money than her. So, what did she do? She accused me of sexual harassment. Good thing about that job is we got cameras everywhere. We got cameras everywhere except the toilet. If you're in the bathroom and you're changing clothes, you're on camera. You get in the stall, you're not on camera. Okay? But we got cameras everywhere. Okay? You get on the elevator and don't know how to act, you're on camera. Okay? You hit somebody in the parking garage, you're on camera. Okay? And you had two security teams there. Okay? So, there's not much to get away with. But she accused me of sexual harassment. And that was like the third woman at that job that accused me of sexual harassment simply because I was in control instead of them being in control. I'm the supervisor. Okay? And I keep up with the woman, and it was a woman, that was in charge of me. I keep up with her. Okay? And it wasn't just me, it was other men that were in leadership. They got accused of sexual harassment. Okay? All because you said no to something or you said yes to something. And they wanted you to say yes when you said no. They wanted you to say no when you said yes. They accused you of sexual harassment. And that's something very common in the West, but the Filipina P said they do it over there in the Philippines too. If you go up to a woman in the Philippines and you get all comfortable with her and she's not into you, she can accuse you, the Filipina P said it, any words that come out of your mouth. Like if I say, hey, you want to go out, she can twist that in a way, okay, to make it seem like, okay, I'm sexually harassing her. I'm making her feel uncomfortable. If I go up to any woman and she doesn't feel comfortable with me, she's not ready to get smooth with me, you know what I mean? She can cause me a lot of damage. Okay? Now this loser said he don't want to deal with child support. Okay? He don't want to deal with divorce. He don't want to deal with alimony. But I heard the Filipina P interview women, and they said, we wish we could have child support here in the Philippines. We wish we could get a divorce. And there should be alimony. Filipino women said this out of their own mouths. So when these Western women say, oh, well, these young men, you know, especially the young ones, are going out here to take advantage of these Filipinas, they have a point. Because this man said it out of his own mouth. Well, what I'm saying, now he's talking about life in the Philippines, and this guy, he decides, this guy, talking about life in the Philippines, okay, this is his show. This guy here decides, well, you know what? Let me play it again. Let me play it again.
You're doing the right race and you're trying to get a promotion, and those promotions weren't coming, right? So 2012, I decided to quit. By 2015, I was in the Philippines.
The reason why I left the United States was because dealing with,
Watch.
you know, I don't want to be on child support. I don't want to be divorced. I don't want to deal with alimony or anything like that. That's why I kind of left. I'm like, ain't nothing going to change.
So all
he don't want to deal with child support, alimony, or divorce. But Filipino women wish they could get a divorce. So they wouldn't need to go marry a Western and move to the West to get a divorce. They could stay in the Philippines. Okay? And usually when you meet a girl that says, I want to stay in the Philippines, I don't want to go to the United States, she's probably somebody that is not married and you know, somebody has to get in there and help her take care of her kids. A lot of these young women have kids. Well, wait a minute. A lot of these young women over here in the West have kids. What's that got to do with a high value woman? Okay. A lot of women over here in the West have kids by a Filipino that walked out on them. Well, a lot of women in the Philippines, let me say it again, have children by a Filipino that walked out on him, that disappeared. Well, a lot of women in the West have children by a Negro that just disappeared. The difference is they're going to catch us behind and they're going to charge him child support. That child support is more than what he's worth. Okay? And a lot of these guys that are complaining about child support, they got more than one kid, more than one baby's mom. Okay? And divorce, is biblically sound for those that are abandoned and left with no husband and left with nobody to help them take care of the kids. There should be divorce in the Philippines, and these Filipino women said it, there should be. Same thing with alimony. I heard a woman tell the Filipino P, there should be alimony and divorce in the Philippines and child support. They want this in the Philippines. This guy coming over here, well, what I'm saying is I'm tired of child support, divorce, and alimony. See, it's not all what you think. Not all what you think. Now, let me start off with the age gap thing. Why would I want to be with a woman my age? Because, first of all, women my age need love too. Now, here in the West, a lot of these older men were trying to either get the older women that are extremely good looking to play, and they didn't want to play because they're more mature than them. Or just like the Philippines, they were trying to get the younger girls, and the younger girls were like, there's enough young, good looking men out here that I can get easily. All I got to do is wink at them and they'll come over to my seat and start talking to me. What I need you for? Okay? There's a lot of young men out here that are making just as much money or more than what you're making. There's a lot of young men out here driving nice cars. A lot of young men is going to take me to the mall to get all my stuff done, my hair, my nails, and all that stuff. He going to do all that for me. He going to do me like that. Okay? What I need your old behind for? But in the Philippines, these women are like, a husband is a husband. A man is going to take me to the mall and take me shopping. That's it. See, in their culture, I understand it, but I don't understand it. Because what I understand is, in their culture, a man is a man. Which, in the Bible, it was like that in a lot of Jewish culture back in the day. Okay? A man is a man. And as long as a man can still impregnate a woman, it didn't matter if a man could make sex great for a woman or not. You know what I'm saying? If a man was in great shape or anything, okay, especially when these men start having more than one wife. Okay? But see, you see what I'm saying? Like when it came to romance, a man had one wife. When it came to just taking care of women for the sake of helping them have children, a man had several wives. A lot of times he practiced polygamy. Even the Christian men, like Abraham, practiced a little bit of polygamy. Nobody practiced polygamy like the kings, and the kings were more pagan about polygamy. Now, today, should nobody in the United States, I expect somebody maybe in the Philippines, a politician or somebody like that to practice, because of poverty in the Philippines, to practice polygamy. But should none of these Filipina ladies that are hanging out at the mall be part of nobody's harem? Come on. Okay? So the women of the Philippines, a lot of these young girls, they make a decision before you get there that they're going, some of them are there to be matched up with a man that's a good match for them. Like over here in the West, women want to be matched up with a person. They don't want just a husband. A husband comes later when they feel that match. See, this is the way we do it in the West. We find somebody that we're a good match for. Then we go from being a good match to being in love. And once love is real and we understand that this love ain't going nowhere, we think it ain't going nowhere anyway, we understand that love is real, then we call it a marriage. Now, I'm not saying you can't have those kind of feelings for an old man, but when you show this passport bros and the Filipina P, and you're interviewing all these people that are old farts with these little tiny ladies, these little tiny young ladies that look like they're young enough to be their kids. When it's like a whole culture like that, there's something wrong with that. I'm sorry. I can understand 1 out of every 20. Okay? But it's kind of like 5 out of every 30. Okay? Care about being matched up with the man that they want to be with. Okay? When you got a gorgeous looking babe, as we call them here in the U.S., babes, that means women that are between the ages of, high school graduate to like they're to 30. Okay? 30's the cutoff line. Those are babes. Once you hit 30, you're no longer a babe. You just, a woman that a lot of men want to sleep with. But even though you're drop dead gorgeous, you're considered a sex object. Okay. I mean, there's some women out here that are 30. There's some women out here that are 40 that are like cutthroat, man, like drop dead gorgeous. And men ask them their age, and okay, and a lot of these women have admitted that they sleep around because that's all they get. That's all men want them for. Once men find out their age, they don't want to settle down with them. Because why? These women that are 40, these women that are 30 and 40, even though they're up in age, they're matching themselves up with guys that are 40 and 30 and really look good. And really got good jobs and are really mature guys. But a lot of these guys that are running around, flashing out money, they don't want to mess with these 30, 40-year-old women here in the West. The Philippines is just a flip. Okay? These young girls, okay, it's the opposite. These men are old men are able to get to young girls. And I think another thing about young girls being with old men, I think it's because they know that the old man is not going to be trying to keep up with them and running around, and you know what I'm saying. He's not going to be wanting a whole lot of sex. Okay? Maybe sex once a night or so many times a week, a couple times a week or something. Okay? He's basically going to let her run the house. It's a matter of him being able to keep up with her. She doesn't have to worry about being jealous about him. She doesn't have to worry about, what he's doing with another woman in most cases. She doesn't have to worry about him following her around, trying to keep up with her. Okay? Whereas a younger man will keep up with his woman. Okay? He'll want to know, like, where was you at? He wants to go out. He wants to go to the mall just as much as she does. Okay? And, he's bound to really, 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 get really strict about what is going on with his money. When you constantly getting your nails done like they need to be that long in the first place, when you're constantly getting your hair done like it needs to be all that in the first place, when you're constantly wearing all these clothes, when you ain't looking good for nobody but him in the first place, the younger man's going to question you like, what's going on, woman? What's going on? Where an older man, especially an old man that's as old as dirt, he's just going to be sitting back there like Santa Claus running out of gifts and just rocking the chair. Okay, be like, oh, well, hey, I don't need the money. I'm just eating. As long as she feeds me every day, as long as I'm eating and getting my whistle wet every now and then, hey, what do I care? But a young man wants to get that whistle wet every night. And if you're not attracted to him, if that's not what you picked, he picked you and you said yes because there's money involved, okay, it's going to double your lifespan or double your net value because you got your Philippine money and now you got your Western money too, okay? So it's going to heighten you up. It's going to hike you up. So, okay, so you're living good, but do you want to have sex with him every day? Do you really want to have sex with a black man every day? Do you want a black man keeping tabs on you? Because here in the West, we keep tabs on our women. Like we have a schedule for our woman. Now, so far, what I've seen is every time I turn around watching these videos, the question that comes to my mind is, you black men that are in the Philippines, retired, and even some of you younger ones, when you're making these videos, and you make a lot of videos, some of y'all making 4, 5, 6 more videos a day. Some of y'all making videos all day. What is your wife doing when you're making videos? Is what I want to know. Because if your wife is not around, she's not with you when you're making these videos as much as you make videos, if she's not there, she's probably cheating on you. I don't trust these Filipina women to be at the mall all day, be out with their friends all day. You making videos about how wonderful your retirement is. And she's being faithful to you when she's wearing them skimpy clothes every day. She's out at the mall, she's out at the restaurant, she's sipping Starbucks with her friends, or whatever. Okay? I don't understand how she is not cheating on you. Because she's not with you. Whereas here in the West, when we get into a relationship, that gives me a schedule. Okay? If I'm out with my friends, I discuss that with my wife first. I don't just go out with my friends after work. My wife waiting on me to get home. This is one of the biggest fights in marriages in America. Men going to the bar instead of coming home. You didn't tell your wife you was going to the bar. Why should you not? Oh, well, a Filipino wife, y'all gonna say, oh, well, she knows I go to the bar. So what? If you don't go to the bar one day out of the week, is that gonna be the day you find her cheating on you? I mean, there has to be that trust, but there also has to be the schedule. Call your wife and let her know you're going to the bar. Call your wife and let her know you're bringing company over. Call your wife and let her know you're doing a video. Call your wife and let her know there's other women out there. You were doing a video and you got some ladies out there you're doing a video with. Ask these ladies that you're doing the video with, and the Filipino piece said this too. Make sure they ain't married. Because the way these women carry themselves, and the way they're always out there available for you to put them on camera like this. If they got a Filipino boyfriend somewhere, you about to get shot. You about to get arrested, shot. You about to get hurt in some way. We already had a story by Sunshine Shoulders about a man getting killed, a black man getting killed, and his girlfriend tortured in his condo. Okay? So you need to chill with a lot of stuff. Okay? But I would want to be married to a woman of my age because, first of all, I have respect for the elderly as I am elderly. Second of all, I'd rather have a woman that's trying to keep up with me instead of me trying to keep up with her. Let me say that again. I respect the elderly because I'm elderly. Duh! Okay, I love young girls. I mean, But I'll love young girls at my funeral, okay? I'll never stop loving young girls, okay? I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. But there's a woman out there for me that can grow old gracefully with me and take care of me, and I take care of her. It ain't just about her taking care of me, but it's about me taking care of her. Okay? And I'd rather be with a woman that's trying to keep up with me instead of having some young thing out there and I got to keep up with her. I don't even mind women that are older than me as long as they are high value, submissive women. Now, you say these young girls are submissive. The majority of them say that they're not. Okay, brothers. Okay, you say these women are high value women, but how does a high value woman spend most of her days when she has a boyfriend or a husband out at the beach in her bikini and she ain't out there with her man? Or she got her man taking her out there, putting her on social media in her bikini. Don't you know when people watch you putting your wife, blasting your wife in her little outfits and in her bikinis on ask the Filipina P. How often does the Filipina P get hit on social media? Ask her with her fine self. When you're out there and you're wearing them clothes, people don't care about you being her husband or her boyfriend. They care about the fact that she needs to be. It's important to her to be in that video showing her little beautiful self in that bikini and all like that, whether it's by herself, and it is by herself when she loves for you not to be in the camera, no matter how handsome you are. There's just a video I watched before this one. This is my second time watching this one. But there was a video I was watching before this one where this guy that was much older, he did a video thing of him and his wife. And, it's a white dude, and he's much older than his wife. But, he's old enough, young enough to walk on the beach with her and sweat and go to the gym and stuff like that. But he looks like what he is. He's an old man. He's got to be like over 60. Okay? But he's got this young girl look like she's 30 or under. I'm looking at the camera. All I see is boobs. And I mean like cleavage boobs. She's got the camera right here. And she's making sure that this part of her bikini, the boobs are like right close up on the camera with his little face over here. You know how cameras are, okay? And then he's talking about, I got the greatest woman in the world. And she's getting in the camera, covering, you know what I'm saying? And this is a woman, and young girls, I expect them to do that, but not when they're married to an old fart, okay? Like if you're married to an old man, that means that you're mature enough to be with that old man. If you're married to an old man, you're mature enough to be with that old man. You're supposed to be anyway, and vice versa. If a man is with an older woman, he's supposed to be mature enough to be with that older woman. Now, I know some girl that's like 19 years old that I met recently. And it's a white girl. And, I met her one day, and, the level of respect that she had for me, and that had me thinking. Her level of maturity had me thinking. But over time, she started to want to get out and play with the other girls. You know what I'm saying? And over time, she started liking girls. Like she can't make up her mind whether she likes guys or girls. So let me back up. It was a bad idea to begin with, and I see why it's still a bad idea. These young girls are fickle. They don't know what they want. It takes, 1 minute they can be acting all mature and loving and giving and submissive, and then all of a sudden, kaboom! They want to be like the little town girls. They want to be like the daughters of Heth. You know what I'm saying? Okay? So that's the AGAPS thing. What goes on in the Philippines stays in the Philippines. You guys, like my man right here, Black Filipina TV. Look, the reason why you're having a problem right now with these women from America yelling at these women of Asia is because you started this advertisement for the passport bros, understanding that your black behind got kids in the States. Your black behind, okay, was over here in the States pimping and simping. Now you want to go over to the Philippines because you got good money. And these women over here was waiting for you to do that for them. But now you're going to go over there, okay, and try to talk about, oh, I want a high value woman. But when you was over here in the States, you wasn't looking for a high value woman. Okay? That's why you got kids out here out of wedlock. That's why this guy right here in the middle, that's why he don't want to pay no child support, no alimony, and he don't want no divorce. Because why? It's going to cost him. But hey, when you're a mature enough man to get married, everything costs you. Your marriage costs you, your kids cost you, the house, the car, all the insurances, okay, social media, the phone, okay, the television, your hobbies, everything is costly. Okay? Now, the only difference is you want to go do the same things with these young girls because they're younger than you and they're prettier than, okay, just be honest. You never were as attracted to black women like myself. I never was attracted to black women as much as I should be. And one woman won't forgive me for that. Like, she got on there and like this woman, let me say something to the women that are in the West right now. Women in the West that are beautiful and submissive and high value women at the same time don't have problems getting men. You're too busy getting good black men if you can find them. If you can find them, just because a man got good money, that don't make him a high value man. But if these men are passing you up, it's because they're not your type. Not because they're a passport bro and they went to the Philippines. No, they passed you up long before they ever went to the Philippines. But when they was looking for the kind of woman that they was looking for, okay, she wasn't available either. But you was never their type, sweetheart, in the first place. You might look at this guy right here. He looked like a typical simple black dude. But because he got some money, okay, he might feel like, oh, my girl she gotta be something other than black. She got to be white, or she gotta be Philippine, or she got to be Chinese or something like that. Okay? It's just like these football players, Pittsburgh Steelers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these guys, their women are either going to shape up and ship out because they got that kind of man. And they don't want to lose it all because they know once they lose it, they lose it. Or these men don't come your way anyway. So don't sit there and hate on them. This is one thing you need to hate on. You don't need to hate on. You need to accept that what goes on in the Philippines stays in the Philippines. It's not for y'all to be arguing back and forth with each other via video, okay, and hating on each other. Because we want black women and white women to be able to come visit the Philippines, okay, without getting shot by a Philippine bow and arrow when they get off the plane, okay? These Filipino women then became Native American waiting on your black and white behind to get off the plane. We don't want that. We want y'all to be able to visit the Philippines. Just like we already have white men. I don't know about black men, but we already have white men that are married to white women in the Philippines while all their buddies are married to Filipinas. Okay? Black men, most of them are only going to be married to Filipinas because if they want to be with a black woman, they stay over here in the West. But I think if you really like the Philippines, bring your black woman over to the Philippines with you. And I believe that once they understand that you're faithful to her and all like that, and you are a high value man, and helping her being a high value woman, you know what? I believe the Asian women of the Philippines will treat this black woman really, really great. I believe that. Okay? I really do. But what goes on in the Philippines stays in the Philippines. Okay? The passport bros started this war by advertising this, talking about they leaving in the first place. And then these Filipinas, some of y'all are uneducated. Not as many as they're saying, but a lot of you women that are living up under bridges in Manila, you are living the poor population, the homeless population in, the Philippines, in Manila and that, okay? You're part of the homeless population. You never went to school. You never spoke English. I've seen the Filipina Pete interview you people. You people have no education. Okay, now that's a small number of people in the Philippines, but you do exist. Matter of fact, a lot of these white guys, a lot of these rich white men are going into the jungle. I watched the video of it. They're going into the jungle and grabbing these pickle jar, I call them, pickle jar little Filipinas, and marrying them and giving them more kids. But the thing is, these white men are going to take them out of the jungle and take care of them. And when these women live in that much poverty, their families are glad to see them go. Go. That's one of our children that got lucky. Get her out of the Philippines, take her to the West, get her out of here. Most of these women are glad to leave the Philippines. It's the ones that know how to work in the Philippines. They're working, or their family is working, and they're living off a good income in the Philippines before they met your black or white behind. Okay? So, therefore, they want to stay in the Philippines because they know if they come to the West, the value of their dollar goes down. It ain't got nothing to do with the Philippines alone. Unless they're in a cult, which I think some of them are. But it has more to do with them having some form of success in the Philippines. And so they want to battle it out with you. And you say, well, I'm not going to battle out with her. I'll just let her win because I don't want to lose her. Well, you know what? My Bible tells me my wife is going to leave her family to be with me. Wherever I am and whatever I am, that's where my wife is at. If I'm a Republican, my wife is a Republican. Okay? If I'm a Christian, my wife is a Christian. If I don't bar hop and go to clubs, if I don't want to see wicked people like Chris Rock, okay, bitch about Will Smith slapping him, if I don't want to take my wife to see something like that, we just don't go. Maybe I'm too Christian for that nonsense. Okay? Just like I was watching Ari Spears today. I'm glad I don't go to the concerts that I watch on TV. I watch them on TV, but I'm not spending money on them. Because he was just being very nasty with everybody in the audience, okay? As a Christian, I'm not taking my wife to see some garbage like that. Then we'll be sitting, somewhere in the balcony or in the front or something, and he'll be sitting there hitting on my wife, okay, and saying nasty things about my height or something, embarrass me in front of my wife and her friends or something. No, Aries. No, Aries, I'm too Christian for that. I'm not going to go through something like that, okay? And so my wife won't be going to that stuff either, with or without me. She's not going to do that, okay? So, I'm wondering if you Filipina women are so submissive, I'm wondering at what point are you so submissive? Because when I'm at home, I know where you're at. And when I'm out of the house, I know where you're at. Okay? If I'm doing a video First of all, if I'm a YouTuber, okay, when I get married, I cut that career in half because that other half goes to my wife. Okay? My wife is not going to be out there and I'm going to be out here somewhere. And then we meet each other for sex, at 11 o'clock before going to bed. No, 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 no. No, no. I know where you're at all times. And you know where I'm at all times. I know what you're doing, who you're with, what you're talking about. Okay? And I know about your Facebook account. I know about your YouTube account. You know about mine. There ain't no, I got my Filipina. And as long as I can get her on the video every now and then to to flash her on YouTube and show the Western women, look at my beautiful Filipina. Look what I got over here in the Philippines. I'm living it up good. That's fine. But when she steps away from that camera, her butt is still mine. Let me say that again. That's fine. But when she steps away from that camera, her butt is still mine. She doesn't get to disappear somewhere and, what was you doing? Oh, I was just over there. Over there doing what? You know what I'm saying? See, in the West, our women don't just marry us and then just do what they want to do. No, you get married to somebody. This is why a lot of people don't want to practice marriage, because they have respect for marriage. When you're married to somebody, you do what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't running all over the place. Okay? Just doing whatever. Why do you need, if and this goes the same for the passport bros too. If you found your Filipina and you're enjoying your retirement, why are you always on video flashing your Filipina? Why are you walking around the Philippines interviewing other Filipinas? No, take your Filipina and run with it. Okay? And just enjoy her. And the time with her and the time between doing whatever else is tangible, whether that's helping the poor or finding a little job in the Philippines or you and your wife going places every day or whatever. Retirement is not about you walking around Manila interviewing other women when you got one at home. I don't get that. And I'm not marrying some young girl for her to do that to me. Oh, where's my wife at? Oh, she's probably down there at the BGC getting interviewed by the Black Filipina TV. He's probably up in her face again, got the mic. She probably got a little skimpy dress on. We'll see when she get home. She got a little skimpy dress on showing off in front of the Black Filipina. That's probably where she's at. You know what I'm saying? And you interview these girls. Oh, yeah, I have a Western boyfriend. Oh, yeah, my husband, I'm married. Okay. Okay. But yet, you need to be at the mall. You got to be a mall rat all day. Okay. Let me do one more here. I was in the store today. Walmart. Walmart is becoming a target for other things, but here in the West, and I'm glad that's dead. Walmart will run you to the Philippines. Shopping at Walmart every week will run you to the Philippines. It's getting pathetic, but I was in Walmart. The one up here where I live, we don't have those problems, but I was in there today. And I had a buggy full of stuff. I spent too much money, but I had a buggy full of stuff. And some white man came up behind me and slammed his old man, old fart, just ran up and slammed his, cheesecake. He bought a whole cheesecake pie. And he slammed it right next to my arm and I could hear it. Okay. And he slammed it because, I got a bunch of groceries. The lady didn't have a bar to put across the food. So, we give ourselves some space and then we put our food behind the other person's. And I was standing in the way. So he threw it right there next to my arm. And I felt the wind of it hit my arm. And I just looked at him and looked at the pie. And I said, well, that looks delicious. And the old man in front of me with his wife turned around and looked at us. And he went to talking about, all these different things about how he, he buys the smaller ones, but they cost more and all that kind of stuff. And, I says, yeah, us old folks, like me and you, we got to watch, he says, yeah. And then the guy, both of them were older than me, but the guy up front, he was a little bit older. And he says, yeah, guys like us, and the three of us had a laugh about it. Welcome to America. Okay. Then, and that's how, that's the difference between white people that are comfortable with black people and white people that are comfortable with black people, white people that are retired here in the U.S. and enjoying their retirement. Okay. They tend to be friendly with everybody like that. Okay. Then I got in the Uber with this lovely Italian girl. I tried to figure out her accent because she was very brown. She was brown like a Filipina. Okay. And but I realized she was Italian. I could tell by her accent. I've been around enough Italian people that don't speak English that well to know this was a lovely Italian girl. And she was brown like a Filipina, looked like a Latino, but she was Spanish. I mean, she was Italian. Okay. And she was so sweet. And I told her that I was thinking about, as soon as I get me a set of wheels, I'm going to start working for Uber. And she immediately told me, oh, I'm going to send you the link so that when you start working for Uber, you'll get the bonus. And I looked at my phone at the text message, and it showed how much Uber will pay me starting off to work for Uber. I'm like, man, I need to hurry up and start working for Uber. Okay, then, she pulled up in front of my house, and she was very talkative in the vehicle and everything. And she was about ready, and, they're out here doing construction on the front of my porch here. They're giving me new steps, or giving us new steps. So I told her, don't park in front of the porch, just pull into the parking lot next door. And I got to go up them steps on the side that lead into the back. And I knew she didn't want to walk all the way around the back and then go up them steps and then go into the complex. So I said, you know what, you can just leave right there. But she got out of the car and started helping me carry my groceries, and especially women. Not too many women do that. What am I saying? I'm saying we got good white people here in America. We got good Italian women. We got Filipinas. We got other Asians. We got Italian women, Latinos. I got Puerto Rican friends. All the women in this family are gorgeous. We work together. We tease together. We joke together. We flirt together. We have a great time. Okay? When I retire, I know what kind of people I want hanging out with me, and what kind of people I want to hang out with. And I'm not sure that the Philippines is worthy of replacing that, because I'm not a passport bro. I understand what the passport bros are doing, but I don't feel a need to be a passport bro, because if I got what you got, I know how to use it here in the West, okay, to get what I need. Let me say that again. If I got what you got, and if I was ready to retire with what you got, young or old, I know what to do with it right here in the West. I understand what you're doing. Okay, I understand the Philippines, and I understand if you're into Asian women, that's a place to be, especially if you're black, okay? Because Filipinos will jump on you faster than any other Asian type. I understand that. But, before I go over there and find out that and run this thing where half these women that I meet are cheating on me, like these women over here were doing. Okay, before I go through all that, I know who to hang around and who to be around. White, black, Asian, whatever. I know where I want to be when I retire. I know who I want to hang around. I know what to do with my retirement. I know how to go out and drive and do different things. I don't have to be a mall rat. I don't have to run to the bars and and try to get quick little favors or anything like that and then claim I want to high value women on top of that. I don't have to do that here in America. So I got the other side of this. I thought I would get both of this done in both sides, but I didn't. So I need to stop here. Thank you for watching.